Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Marcus Learning with Marcus, and in this episode, I'm going to be teaching you guys the 25 most useful phrases in Portuguese. Okay, so if you guys remember, I did 25 most useful phrases in Spanish and Japanese, and I'm going to create a playlist so that you can see those videos too, and then I'll put this video in there too, and I will come up with new ones in the future, like Mandarin and ASO, so give this video a thumbs up if you like that. Also, before I start this list, go over to Audible using my link in the description and you can get 2 books free. It really helps out my channel here and I would appreciate it if you clicked on the link. It's completely free and all you have to do is click the link in the description and sign up. Thank you guys for doing that. Okay, I've got it right here, so let's get right to it. The first word is hello, which is very useful to know in any language. It's hola. Very similar, identical even, to the Spanish word hello. The only difference is the spelling. In Portuguese, it doesn't have an H, but in Spanish it does. So that was hola. If you were in an informal situation, you would say oi, which is oh-I. I'll have it written down here somewhere. Okay, to say good morning, you would say bom dia. Now, good afternoon and good evening are the same thing. So this is both number 3 and number 4. It's boa tarde. That was boa tarde. And good night is boa noite. You notice that the past 2 phrases have boa, and the first one had bom. In Portuguese, the word for good can be used in different ways. It can be either bem, bom, or boa. And you'll see it used in all of these forms quite regularly in your studies of Portuguese. Okay, now there are a few ways to say how are you. You could say como vai. You could say como vai você. And you could also say tudo bem. Any of these phrases are acceptable. If you were to say como vai, you would be a bit more informal. And I would go with como vai você if you don't know whether to be informal or formal. It's not too formal where people will think that you're too polite, and it's not too informal for people who deserve your respect to think that you're being rude. To say nice to meet you, you would say muito prazer. Now there is a way to say this differently. You could say muito prazer em conhecê-lo, but muito prazer is a universal way of saying this, because muito prazer em conhecê-lo changes on the person that you're talking to, and the ending lo would change to la if you're speaking to a woman, and it would change to lo if you're speaking to a man. So if you just say muito prazer, you will be understood to say nice to meet you. And to say nice to meet you too, you could say the same thing, muito prazer. Isn't that pretty easy? Next one is my name is, which is meu nome é. That was meu nome é. What is your name is qual é o seu nome? That was qual é o seu nome? Qual é o seu nome? To say how old are you, you would literally be saying how many years do you have, which is quantos anos você tem? That was quantos anos você tem? Now if you're like me and you've studied Spanish before in the past, you fall into the habit of saying año. But that's only the Spanish word for year. It's ano in Portuguese. So that's something that you need to remember if you haven't already learned Spanish. To say I am years old, you would say tenho anos. And of course you would change the amount of years to how old you are. Okay, now to say do you speak English? You would say você fala inglês? That was você fala inglês? Fala is the conjugated form of the verb falar. And in this form of the conjugation, you will be saying you, he, she, or it speaks. If you want to learn how to conjugate, I'll put the link to my Portuguese conjugation video in the description. So I encourage you to click on that either after this or right now if you want to, and come back to this video. To say I speak a little blank, you could say eu falo pouco. So if you were asking somebody in Brazil, você fala inglês? They would say you fala pouco inglês. Or if they were asking you, você fala português? You could say, you fala pouco português. Now, let's learn a very vital phrase in Portuguese. Can you repeat that, please? That is, você pode repetir, por favor? That was, você pode repetir, por favor? Poder is the verb that we use in the sentence, or one of the verbs we use in the sentence, which means can. And você pode is the way you would conjugate it for the you, he, she, it form of the verb. And repetir is the verb to repeat. And you don't have to conjugate this verb because you already conjugated pode, so the person that you're talking to is clearly highlighted in the sentence. And por favor means please. Now you just learned please, which is the next phrase. It's por favor. Now, can you show me on the map? Which is, você pode me mostrar no mapa? That was, você pode me mostrar no mapa? Which means, can you show me on the map? We already learned that você pode is the way to say can you or you can. Me means me, and mostrar is to show. And on the map would be na mapa. Now, na is the feminine form of the variation em, which means in or on. Now we use this because when you have em and the article the, o or a, you combine them and make no or na. And of course it's feminine, so we would add the a instead of the o. So map, mapa, is a feminine noun, so we would say na mapa. I hope that was easy to understand. So that would be, você pode me mostrar na mapa? Now this one is also very important. It's onde fica o, or a. That is, where is the. Now you can use a variety of different nouns to fill up this sentence. You could say, onde fica o banheiro? Or onde fica o restaurante? You could use whatever noun you wanted to. Okay, now to say thank you, you would say obrigado if you were a man. If you were a woman, you would say obrigada. By now, you probably caught on to the masculine and feminine variations of nouns. If you haven't, the masculine form of the noun always ends in o, and the feminine form of the noun always ends in a. The phrase you're welcome in Portuguese is de nada. That was de nada, which literally means of nothing. To say yes, you would say sim. To say no, you would say no. And you could also use no as a negate word. So basically, you remember the sentence I taught you, do you speak English? Which is você fala inglês? You could say, if somebody didn't speak English that you were talking to, they would say, eu não falo inglês. To say see you later, you could say até logo, which literally means until later. Or you could say até mais, which means until more, but you can use it to mean see you later. Goodbye is adios, which is the same in Spanish. Have a good day is tenha bom dia. That was tenha bom dia. Okay, that's it for this series in Portuguese. I hope you guys like this series, and if you do, definitely give this a thumbs up and comment down below which language you want next for the 25 most useful phrases. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to click the link in the description for the Audible free membership with 2 books free. That will help out my channel so much, and I really appreciate it. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching as always, and until next time, I'm Marcus from Learning with Marcus. See you guys in the next video.